So here we have another example of a couple of different ecological relationships, and we're talking about three main ecological relationships. The first one is a mutualism, then we have a commensalism, then we have parasitism. So here we have a tree, and on its trunk we have a lot of different stuff going on here. We have a lot of different organisms growing on the trunk of this tree. Here it looks like there's some mosses, here's some lichens, and all of these kind of different organisms aren't really imparting too much of a cost onto the tree. And so we call that a commensalism. And a commensalism is when one organism, it benefits greatly from another organism, but that other organism has a neutral effect. There's no cost, there's no benefit. And so in this case, the tree is not really hindered too much by having all of this growth on its trunk. Doesn't seem. There might be some minutia benefits or costs, but overall it doesn't seem to impart that much of a cost on the tree. So it's neutral for the tree. However, for these mosses and for this lichen, it's a great benefit to have a nice place to plant and to take in sunlight. The tree did all the work getting it off the ground, and it's a win for the lichen and the moss. Now, the second ecological relationship that we see here is actually within the tissues of this lichen. Now, lichen is an organism that grows with the help of another organism, a type of algae. So the lichen itself is a fungus, and it can't photosynthesize on its own. It can't take in the sunlight and turn it into metabolic energy. It needs the help of another organism, and that organism is an algae. So within the tissues of this fungus, there's an algae. There's cells of these algal symbionts. Those algae need that fungus in order to provide this environment where it can grow. Likewise, the fungus needs these algae in order to metabolize, in order to take in energy from sunlight. So it's a very tight relationship, and we call that a mutualism. Now, there's a couple of other really cool examples of mutualisms in this forest, and we're going to look for some of those.
The strangler fig is a really good example of an ecological relationship. When the tree starts out its growth, it starts out growing from the forest floor, and then it uses a host tree in order to climb higher up towards the light. As it grows higher and higher, it sends out these aerial roots along the side of the host tree, and eventually those roots connect all the way around the trunk, and they start to choke the tree that it's climbing. As the strangler fig matures, it kills the tree that it's growing on, and in these older strangler figs, you can actually see the hole or the cavity in the center of the host tree where the host tree used to be, and now you just have the strangler fig supporting itself and finding a fast way up to the canopy. What kind of ecological relationship do you think this is?